What up, YouTube? It's your boy Anime Specialist. So this was such a great episode of The Promised Neverland. There's a lot that I want to talk about in this video, the future of the anime series and everything that happened in this week's episode. This was obviously the last episode of season 1, so let's get right to it. Man, there's so much that I want to talk about, but first I'm gonna talk about Emma and the kids. So because of last week's episode, we already knew that they were planning this plan for at least 2 months since Norman just got harvested. You know, he left a message to Emma for her to execute the plan, and in this episode we saw the full extent of the plan, and it was something else, man, because in last week's episode I was going ham on Phil because I thought he was the only one that stayed behind with Isabella, but in this episode it was explained why, and it's brilliant, man. Norman is something special. I know I just said that Norman is special, even though what happened with Phil was Emma's plan, and like they said in this episode, all the kids 4 years old and under are staying at the house with Isabella, and the 5 years old and older are escaping with Emma and Ray. You know, the reason for that is because they wouldn't have been able to escape with everyone, so Emma said that she'll be back before long. You know, she'll be back in at least 1 year and a half before the next kid get harvested, so that she can save them. And Emma didn't just say that she was gonna save the kids from Plant 3, her plant, but she said that she's gonna save all of the other kids from the other plants, you know. So this is something crazy. I don't even know if she'll be able to save the kids that she knows, you know. So it will be a hard task for her, but I believe in her and everything. But yeah, man, like I said, it's gonna be really, really hard. And them kids, like Phil, I think is the only kid 4 year and under that knows about this plan, so he'll have to wait at least 1 year and a half, you know. So it's gonna be crazy. I'm hyped for the rest of the series, even though right now we don't really know when. All I'm gonna say about Phil right now is that I'm sorry. I didn't know that all of that was happening. You know, I went ham on him in last week's episode because he stayed with Mama, but it was part of the plan. So I'm sorry, Phil. I went ham on you. And you know, he's the smartest kid of his age. He's the leader right now. He's gonna wait for Emma and the other kids like Ray to come back, so he'll have to lead the younger kids. And the thing is, the younger kids, the babies, won't even know who Emma and Ray is, you know. So that's kind of crazy. But yeah, man, Phil is the leader right now. He's kind of on the Emma position right now. So yeah, man, hopefully for the rest of the series, even though Emma and Ray won't be with them, hopefully we'll have some update on them. So hopefully everything goes well with Phil and the other kids. I actually really like his character. He's one of the smartest kids out there right now, so hopefully everything's right. But anyway, man, we saw what happened after that. Emma and the kids escaped and everything, but just seeing the army of demons out there, it's not even humans that are guarding the gate and everything, they're demons. So that's kind of crazy. That's scary as hell. So I'm wondering if the world is a majority of demons or humans, you know. So that's one of my questions right there. Even though we didn't see them in action in this episode, just seeing them with a bunch of demons and everything was crazy to me. So we got some backstory about Isabella, but I'm gonna talk about that later on in the episode. It's really interesting and it's kind of sad, you know. So I'm gonna talk about that later on in the episode. Now I want to talk about the escape plan. So as we know, Norman is the one that made the plan, and in this episode we learned what they were gonna do. So Norman knew that the demons were going to protect the gate and the bridge so that the kids can't escape. So he actually scanned every inch of the wall to see where they can escape, and he actually found somewhere to escape, you know. So what they did, like I said, they devised the plan for 2 months. They prepared, they trained for the escape. So we all saw the flashbacks of them training, and it actually worked, man. Their training actually worked. So they trained for 2 months without Mama knowing. So that's kind of crazy. Sorry if I'm saying crazy a lot, it's just that this episode was crazy, everything that happened, the flashbacks, everything that happened in the present and everything was just amazing to me. So yeah, man, the way that they trained together, all the kids from 5 years old and older trained together. They actually trained not just to throw a rock and make a zip line, but they actually, even the two kids, I don't remember their name, but they actually made a science experiment with bottles and water, I think, just to create a zip line, so that's how smart they are, and that was kind of cool. But yeah, it wasn't just the older kids, it was also the youngest one that had to train, so that's why the plan was executed well, that's why it worked and everything. So that was a little surprising, I really thought that it was going to be the older kids that was going to do all of the work, but it was actually the younger kids too that was working and training. But anyway, I really want to talk about Mama's backstory, because earlier in the season we saw a flashback of a little girl on top of the wall, and I actually thought it was Mama, and it really was, so that was kind of interesting. And this backstory is really interesting because there wasn't a lot of words in those scenes, but the song that was playing and just the imagery and what was happening was kind of sad, so let's talk about it. So there was a song that Mama was singing now and then, and now we know where this song comes from, and it comes from one of her friends, her childhood friend, that was harvested. Obviously we saw it, and that was kind of sad, because just seeing Mama crying, because she knew everything that was happening, so she knew that her friend was going to get harvested, he was going to die and everything. So that was kind of a sad moment right there. And just seeing a different side of Mama was just amazing, because from episode 1 we just saw two sides of her. We saw the caring side, the kind of fake caring side, and we saw the evil side, and now we saw her kid self just enjoying life with her friend and everything, and discovering everything about what is happening. So that was a good insight and everything. Then a little bit after that, Isabella was recommended by her mom, quote unquote, to be a mom. And then we saw, this scene right there with the demon with the grandma. At first I thought that the grandma was the mom that was taking care of her, but it seems like this grandma has been living for a long time, so I'm not sure if she's really human or anything, or maybe she's a demon, so that's one of my questions. But yeah, man, we saw her training, we saw her taking tests and everything, we saw her before she became a mom, and we saw her pregnant and everything. So that's when I kind of got sad about it, because obviously she lost her friend when she was a kid. She became a mom, and before she became a mom, obviously every mom has to be pregnant and take care of a baby to see if they're adequate to become a mom of a farm, so that was kind of sad. It really got me when Ray started to sing the song that Mama learned from her friend, because the only two people that knew this song was her friend and her, so when Ray sang this, I already knew, man, Ray is actually Mama's kid. She was pregnant from Ray, and that really got me, man, because we already know that Ray has a photographic fetus, her memory or something like that. So that's the reason why he knows the song, because when she was pregnant, she was singing the song, so he probably heard it. So that's how he knows this song. And just hearing him say, why did you get pregnant from me, why did you give me birth and everything, that's when it really got me, so that's when I really thought it was sad, because even her seeing Ray, just seeing her kid alive and everything, and in her farm, that was really sad. That's when you know how hard it must have been for Mama, to just say to Ray that he was going to get harvested and everything, and she had to do the work, she had to give her child, her natural born, her kid, to these demons to get eaten and killed. That must have been really really hard, because every other mama, they don't know who their kids are. She's the only one that actually knows her kid. So that was something else. So the thing that I'm wondering is, Ray gonna tell Emma and maybe Norman, if he's still alive, that Isabella is his actual birth mother or something like that? Because that would be interesting. And the other thing that would be interesting is if Emma is gonna learn someday who her mother is. That would be really really interesting. But anyway, just seeing this shot right there of mama, it's sad, man. She had a sad life, even though she learned who her kid is. That was kind of cool and everything, but her life was kind of sad. And every other kid that became a mom and everything, they have to live with themselves and everything. So yeah, that was really really sad. I feel for mama. She's becoming this episode one of my favorite character. Hopefully she'll still be alive for the rest of the series. I don't think so, but yeah, man, like I'm saying, man, I think she's gonna get killed because of her letting 15 kids escape and everything. That's why I think she's gonna be killed and everything. So hopefully she'll still be alive. She's a great character. She was a great villain for the first part of the series and everything. So hopefully she'll still be alive to take care of these other kids, because anyway, man, I don't know how she can still be a mom, because she saw her kid and Emma leave, and she was kind of happy about it. So I don't know how she can still be a mom and get these other kids to be harvested. That's gonna be hard, because she seemed happy that Ray escaped with Emma and the other kids. So that's gonna be interesting. Hopefully we'll see more of her in the future of the series, because she was a huge part of this first arc. So she can just go AWOL. We can just not know what's gonna happen to her. So hopefully we know more. Then we saw Emma, Ray, and the other kids see the first sunlight since they escaped the farm and everything. So that's where it ended, and I'm hyped for the rest of the series, man. It's gonna be crazy. We don't know what is out in this world and everything. We know there's demons, but we don't know if they're a majority of demons are humans. So that's gonna be really really interesting. I'm hyped for what's coming next. The announcement that I'm gonna make, it's on Twitter, it's everywhere right now. Season 2 of The Promised Neverland will begin in 2020. I know it's gonna take a long time for season 2, but it's just like a year from now. It's not like it's 2 or 3 years down the line, but it's 1 year, so we can wait now. So I'm hyped about what's coming next. Season 2 is going to be epic. I loved this series. I'm hooked, and the last 2 episodes were just amazing. So let me know what you thought about this week's episode of The Promised Neverland, and what you thought about the first season of The Promised Neverland, because this was a really popular manga series, and that was the first season of The Promised Neverland. So hopefully there's many more seasons of this series. It was amazing. It was something different. It was kind of Death Note like, but in a different setting. So that's what I liked about this series. There wasn't action. It was more of a mind game anime, shonen anime. So that's what I liked about it. Like I said, I'm hyped for the next season. It's gonna be epic. I think it's gonna be a little bit different, because now they have to survive in the outer world. They have to survive in a bigger place than they were before. So that's gonna be pretty interesting. So I decided that I'm gonna wait for season 2. I'm not gonna read the manga or anything. I want to, but I'm gonna wait. I want to be surprised when what's gonna happen in season 2 happens. But yeah, man, there's not enough things that I can say about this series, man. It was something else. It was something different, and I liked it. Even though it was a shonen, it was a different type of shonen. So let me know what you thought about the series. Let me know what you thought about this week's episode. I know I already said it, but it was something special. Let me know who's your favorite character. Let me know if you think Norman is still alive, you know. Let me know if you think Isabella is gonna live or die, you know. So I'm probably gonna make another video about the Promised Neverland because there's so much that I want to say. But yeah, man, thank you for watching. It was an amazing experience to experience this with you guys and everything. It was something else, man. Let me know what you thought about this video. I know it's kind of long. It's gonna be 16 minutes long, but yeah, man. I used to do the Promised Neverland reviews on Thursday now, but now I'm gonna wait a year to make another one. I do other anime related things like Black Clover reviews on Tuesdays. I do Fairy Tail, Sword Art Online, and One Piece reviews on Saturdays. Sword Art Online, the first core ends this Saturday, so stay tuned for that. The last episode of the first core of the Sword Art Online Alicization season ends Saturday, and the first season of the Demon Slayer starts April 6th. So stay tuned for that. It's going to be a 24 episode season, so I'm going to review every single episode. So it's going to be a long ride. It's kind of going to replace the Promised Neverland anime for a while, you know. But yeah, like I said, I'm hyped for what's coming next. And the One Piece anime is actually entering another arc, the Reverie arc. I've heard a lot about this arc, so I'm gonna review this. But yeah, man, it was an amazing ride. Thank you for watching these the Promised Neverland reviews, and I'll see you in a year, man. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Anime Specialist out. Peace.